Hello, Diargos here. Welcome back to my Factorio series, The Manhattan Project. So lots happened in between the last episode and this episode. I spent a lot of time working on the nuclear power plants. So here we have, let's see, it's 9 of them, I think. And we're going to add at least one more up here and almost certainly 2 more down here as well. Just have a couple of problems to overcome first. So let's look at this. I added some aesthetics here. There's nothing's changed with the design. I just copy and pasted them and then filled in the land around the pumps, laid down concrete, and then put down these walls here around there, you can see, with some gates for going in and out, and some of the hazard concrete for aesthetics. Just kind of fun stuff. Not really needed, but it was fun to do, and I worked on that just kind of while I was doing other stuff. So a lot of it was letting my bots run, because up here I added some miners, and you can see I put speed modules in them. I'm trying to get them to go as fast as possible. There was about 1.5 million stone in let's go back over there. In this deposit, let's see, now it's at 1 million. That one's at, I think that was at like 1.4. There's a couple others actually that I've already removed from here, but I'm trying to remove any of the ore deposits, because all of these nuclear power plants were on where water used to be, except for, you can see like right here, this is one that I need to work on. I got a couple oil right there. I need to figure out what I want to do with that. But I'm trying not to just build over any of the deposits in the Oak Ridge facility. So I created these. They've got the passive provider chests, and I wasn't able to process the stone fast enough. So over here, I added some beaconed up assemblers for landfill, so they're creating landfill, and I've got some chests on here to collect it, just to kind of process, because that's 20 stone per landfill. That's a good way to use up the stone. And then I also added a bunch of, because I needed a lot of stone since I was out when I was filling in all that water. But so here's some that I added, and they ran for a while, but I turned them off since I want to really use up that one resource of stone, so I can get it gone as fast as possible. So over here you can see I've got a bunch of stone chests. Most of these are filled up. These are 100 each, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800. And I know that these are pretty much completely filled. I added these more recently, so there's 400 there that are going to be filled up. But 400 or 800 times, they're 4,800 each chest can hold 4,800 stone. So it works out to where, like, I think 3 of these, if completely filled, will handle all the stone in that one, like 1.4 million or something like that, 1.2 million. So here's some more with coal, just because I had some coal deposits as well. And really that's about all that I've done. I don't think I did anything else other than just work on the nuclear power. And so now, back over here, I need to fill this out. And what I want to do, my next goal, now that I've got lots and lots of power, I'm still only using about a gigawatt of power, and now and each of these handles a little bit over 1.1 gigawatt each, and I got 9 of them, so I've got about 10 gigawatts I can use right now. But what my plan is to take these kinds of designs here, and we're gonna replace this facility here. And I did some calculations, and I figured out that to cover everything that I've got here with copper, I need 9 rows. I need 9 of these. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I need to basically double that, and then a little bit extra. And I was just thinking, like, do I want to have them separate? Like, do I want copper all in one, and then do iron, and then, whatever else? And I think that's kind of what I want to do. One of the problems, though, that I'm thinking about is where to put it exactly. I could put it here, right, and just put all my furnaces down this line, but let's see how many this is. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9. So if I filled all that in and changed it over to copper, that would be copper. And let's say I have maybe one more, so 10 rows. So like say like right here, that's copper, right? And then that's about 1, 2, 3 and a half of these squares. So 1, 2, 3 and a half. If I made the same amount for iron, which I don't really need to do, that'd be down here. And then maybe like a few more for stone and steel and I don't know what other stuff to smelt, but something like that, right? I'm getting down to like right here, which you can see there's plenty of room, but I don't necessarily want a huge column coming down all the way, right? I would prefer to have all my smelting like up here. Problem is, I don't want to build over these ore deposits. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. And so I also want to have ore intake, right? Which is basically just, I can mine all of these up and store the ore in a way like this, right? This is kind of haphazard, like it's not lined up very well with anything. Just kind of threw them down to get it going. But I would like to have like an ore intake area near where I'm smelting and store everything there. So I might do that and try to burn through. But I mean, look at these deposits: 8 million, 4.8 million. This will just take a long time just to move, right? So I feel like I need to kind of get this stuff going first, and then work on that later. I just think what's going to happen is by the time I finally work through all these ore deposits, I'm not going to need to build anything there because I'm going to have already built stuff, and you know, there's just these big gashes of ore, even with all this water that we filled in. So that's kind of my dilemma. I wish that I could pull these up faster, but if I did that, I'd have to sit around and wait for a long, long time and not be able to make any videos. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out smelting just like straight down here, and we'll go from there. And I do think I want to have it all together, but these are totally filled up, which is kind of a bummer. I don't have to change anything with the furnaces. All I have to do is change these, right? So there's a couple ways I could do this. I need to move these out first, these iron. Yeah, I'd have to move the iron out, and I have one. Where am I? I'm stuck somewhere. Okay, there I am. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. That's a lot of chests though. I'd have to basically put chests down to match those. Move the iron to those chests, and then move them elsewhere later. I guess I could do that. Okay, let's just do that. I'll put the chests somewhere. Let's see how many chests I need first of all. Okay, so if I have one of these, that's 42 chests, and I have 4 iron. Okay. So I'm gonna need to like have 170. Alright, here's what I'll do. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna run out of chests here. Okay, we'll copy this. We want iron plates here. Okay. And then I can copy and paste this. Okay, so that's 100, and I said I needed 170, I think. Okay, so that's 40, and then that would be 70. All right. And then the other thing I need to do is I actually need to turn these off. Dang, I meant to do that. I should have done that first. No, here's what I need to do. I need to copy this. Not what I wanted. Okay, copy these. There's not really a good way to do this, right? But we'll see what... I think this will work. And I'll just process all this iron plate and we'll use it. Okay, I think I'm going to pause here and we'll resume when I'm finished with this. Alright, so I've got all of the iron getting emptied out now. What I did, I just disabled the requester chest. So this will get processed through, which is fine. It'll take quite a while, but I didn't want to have to move the ore too many times around. Instead, what I'm doing is I'm putting the plates all in these chests here. You can see they're filling up very quickly. I think most of these are most of the way full. So they slowed down. They've got most of the chests emptied now, but what's happening is they're just continuously grabbing them as these get cleared out. And what I'll do once this part's finished is I will convert all these. I can just run over with provider chests, and now they'll get sent back the other direction, right? In the meantime, I've got a lot of these bots flying over here with the ore because I've turned off the iron ore now and added, remember I had all these already, I added some more just now to these other lines that needed it. So like this one is just totally empty. We'll have to go and clean that up. But I added them basically to any line that wasn't full, that didn't look full like this, both copper and iron. I guess I missed this one. Oh, that's steel. Okay, I don't care about steel. Yeah, so here, now these some of these were like empty, and added those. And this iron is doing well. This is the iron that's going into the green circuits, so it's getting used up. And you can see our big patch is mostly empty now. I also turned back on the logistics bots being added to the network. You can see they're getting added here pretty regularly. We're at 21,000 now. It was at 20,000 was my cap, and now I've upped it again to 30,000. And I have a current cap on the construction bots at 10,000. I don't know where those extra 20 came from. They must have been in a chest or something, and I put them back into rotation or something like that. Because it's totally disabled, the insert. I even rotated the inserter just to be sure in case I disconnected something. So that's what's going on now. We've got a lot of movement, and I think while we let that happen, there's a couple things I can do. One, I want to start using up some of these patches. I've got a lot of copper here, and yeah, I mean it's gonna take a long time, but not all of the copper over here it's not getting put in here because there's only a few small patches now that are using like see, this one is all used up. So I'm gonna add some over here. I think I can do that really quickly using this. And we'll go like this here. Okay, run it down. So easy to add. And we'll just pick this guy up. We'll put him back down somewhere. Okay. And the cool thing is I don't care if there's an overlap or not. It'll just go into whatever. Like it's fine to overlap them in the system. But I do want stone to be. I don't want any extra stone right now because I'm trying to drain that other one. we'll do this patch as well. There's a little bit of iron there. Okay. That'll get filled out eventually, I think. We just need to make sure it's hooked up to power. Okay, and I think I had a roboport I picked up from here. It's all still in the network, but I'm going to add one right here. And then we'll add another one like that. Okay, just to give them something to fly around to and make sure everything's connected up. Okay, cool. So, and then the next thing that I'm going to do while this is cleaning out, oh, look at that, more coal. I need to get that organized so that it's not just all over the place like that. The next thing I want to do is actually start cleaning some of this up and recycling these. So, really, like, all of this can go. Yeah, all of these lines are totally empty. Except for, like, right down here. Making sure I don't pick up anything that I need. This will help me not only recycle things that I could use right now, but help me understand, like, which lines really need to be replaced completely. Kind of reorganize this stuff so I can see, like, this one's not getting anything, right? Which is fine. It can convert over to being that type. Once those other ones start, the miners get placed, it'll fill it back up. So this guy still has a little bit going. We'll leave him. Go like that though. Okay. Grab these. I think all those are done. Okay, and all of these are done. Basically, I'm dismantling this base very slowly and recycling it because I want to hit all these patches. But it's going to take a long time before we really have it dismantled. Okay, it looks like I need a roboport right here. That's why they're not getting anything in it right away, because it was not in the logistics network. Put another one down right here, I think. There. No, right there. We'll just get a power pole. Okay, here they come. So where are they coming from? Jeez Louise. Okay, I thought it was because I didn't have enough, but it looks like that's not the case. It looks like it's just it wasn't in the logistics network. Okie doke. And they're retreating because they have nowhere to charge. That's what happens if you see that. Means I need more. Let's plug some of these green holes here. Come on. Alright, I'm out of rubber ports again. Okay, let's see. You look pretty empty. This whole line, right? Yeah. I don't care so much about the power poles or even the belt. It's the the miners that I really want. Even though I have a lot of them. I know I'm going to be using them soon. Okay. We can always get the power poles and lights later when we clear out of this area. Oh man, so many of them. Okay. Let's see how we're doing over here. Nobody's bringing me... I got 10,000 logistic bots free. I don't know why. I know there's stuff for them to do. Alright, looks like I have a full, almost full blue belt now. It's kind of hard to tell because it's putting them on either side of the belt. But I bet that's backing up. It's not backing up. Not yet. Okay. I think 4 or 5, somewhere like 4.5 on either side. I think that's a full belt. Something like that. I did the math once, I don't remember. Okay, and let's look over here. So I think what I want to do next is start moving these things. I'm going to... Oh, these are really low. I'm going to cancel these because we're going to replace this with... We're going to replace these with, I think, the copper, right? So let's get that down. Oh, I should have waited. That's okay, there's not that many of them. And we'll start converting everything over to copper pretty soon. Here we can... We're turning that back on for a second. Just to process these. Okay. Okay, and I'll let that clear out, and then we'll put down another copper line, copy and paste it. I'll pick these up and then just copy and paste it. And I think probably one more for 10. We'll have to move these as well. Okay, so you can see like the challenges that we're facing here. We need to big picture. We need to kind of create some sort of ore intake area. Maybe like right in here, and just kind of get it well organized. And we need to finish clearing this out, converting this to copper, getting iron lines under it, and steel, the basics. And we'll leave this running until we have all of this stuff, the last part of this after those two big things, the smelting and the ore intake. We'll convert all of this, both sides, into this pattern here, the beacon pattern. So, a lot to do, but it should be fun. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.